There is so much to do in Hello Kitty Island Adventure that it can be quite hard to figure out what really matters and what is worth focusing on to make the most of your gameplay. After playing the game for about a month and a half, I think I have a much clearer idea of what to prioritize. So today, as an official Hello Kitty content creator, I'm sharing my 10 tasks that I would do daily if I want to invest more time in my game. So I hope you enjoy it. As soon as you boot up the game, you will receive your login rewards from both My Melody and the in-game menu. The items vary each day, but My Melody actually follows a fixed weekly routine, so you will always know what to expect. If you can't play every day but still want to claim some useful rewards, I recommend logging in on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's strawberry crates are a rare material that doesn't respawn on your island, but it is essential for building and upgrading visitor cabins. Saturday's friendship bouquets reset the number of gifts you can give to a character each day, and therefore allows you to level up friendships faster. Since story progression and skills are tied to friendship levels, this can make a huge difference. Sunday's island bouquets make all items on your island respawn, which is incredibly useful if you need specific materials for quests or want to craft the best gifts for characters. I usually claim the items I previously asked my null to collect. However, what I won't do just yet is assign it to gather something new. This step is actually the last thing I do in my routine, and there is a reason for that. Because every time you check in with a null, you can see the exact number of items that have spawned on your island. This is incredibly useful when you're hunting for specific resources, so I always make sure to take advantage of it first. All resources on your island reset and respawn daily at 11 p.m. Pacific time, meaning there is a limited amount you can gather each day. But collecting absolutely everything can be overwhelming, so to avoid burnout, my tip is to focus on the most important resources for you at that time. You don't need to go out of your way to grab every single item. Just pick them up casually while exploring and completing other steps in your routine. Personally, I always make sure to collect everything that spawns at a seaside resort, like sand dollars, sticks, rubber, and pineapples, since they are frequently used for crafting, cooking, and quests. But most importantly, sticks, and more sticks. I am always running out of those. I also grab Cinnabloom and Magma Bloom from Hothead Mountain, since they are fairly rare and commonly used for gifts. That said, the resources you need vary heavily depending on your progress in the game, so make sure to adjust your focus accordingly. I also make sure to focus on the seasonal events that are currently active. These events usually involve a variety of different activities depending on the time of the year. For example, during the Lunar New Year's event, we need to collect a firecracker, and for the Valentine's event, we need to catch bugs to earn event currency. And once we have collected enough, we can trade them in for special event furniture and items, so it is always worth keeping up with these events if you don't want to miss out on exclusive rewards. Also, don't forget that later on you can bring Tuxedo Sam along when purchasing items, because his ability gives you the chance to get a duplicate of the item you bought, which can be super useful. Just keep in mind that this ability only unlocks at friendship level 13. Daily quests are quick and easy to complete, and they are definitely worth doing since they grant extra friendship points, strawberry crates, and event currency. These quests usually involve simple tasks like giving gifts, cooking, or taking selfies with characters. So before you dive into your day, open up your menu to check your daily tasks and keep them in the back of your mind. Since we will naturally meet all the characters throughout our routine, you can simply knock out these tasks while completing everything else. Next, I always check My Melody's shop and Tuxedo Sam's shop for any new items I might want, since their stock rotates daily. As a new player, I would recommend being a bit more mindful of your spending, since resources can be limited early on. But personally, I prioritize event clothing and event furniture first, since obviously they are time limited and can be useful for other things as well, which I will get back to in a bit. And also, as I mentioned earlier, don't forget you can bring Tuxedo Sam along while shopping for a chance to get a duplicate of your purchase. Since everything in this game is unlocked through friendship levels, we would naturally want to give each character 3 gifts per day. But if you are short on time, I would recommend focusing on a few key characters, especially those who either unlock parts of the story or skills you are most interested in. As a general rule, you can say that 2 heart gifts are more effective than 1 heart gifts, and 3 heart gifts are a character's absolute favorite. However, effectiveness can still vary based on rarity and item tags, and it is not always reflected by the heart system. Personally, I keep a cooking and crafting list as a reference, where I have sorted gifts by cooking device or crafting station. But just keep in mind that gift options depend on your story progress and which cooking devices you have unlocked and upgraded. I would also bring Hello Kitty along while cooking, because her ability that unlocks at friendship level 4 gives you duplicate dishes. And I would bring an at least level 5 Choco Cat while crafting for a chance to get extra crafted items. So when it is time to give gifts to each character, you might need to switch up your companions. In the beginning, My Melody's ability, which is unlocked at level 4, is super helpful, especially when you need more return gifts. This is a true lifesaver early on when you are running low on materials. As you progress, I would recommend Hello Kitty at friendship level 12. Her ability boosts friendship gains, which really speeds up the progress when you're giving gifts to everyone. If giving gifts one by one feels tedious, don't worry, because once you reach level 10 with a character, you can give all 3 items at once. And later in the game, you can even bring 2 companions at once to make our gift giving more efficient. Since there are always potential island visitors waiting to stay as guests, I like to check the menu to see which ones are coming up next. Then I will confirm their cabin requirements by checking preferred tags and items. And next I go ahead and prepare the cabin. Honestly, it doesn't need to be aesthetically pleasing at all. Just make sure it has the required items. And the more items you add, the higher your chances are of these visitors showing up. I do want to mention that some visitors require limited time event furniture, which is also why I stressed earlier that you might want to collect all of the time-limited furniture. I mean, at least for the island guests that you are interested in attracting. If you already have visitors staying over, don't forget to talk to them. Not only do they give you a daily gift, but they will also become permanent residents after talking to them for 5 days, and as long as you've also completed their personal daily quests. Finally, I like to check in with the null again to see which items are still remaining on the island. This step is super helpful because it lets you know exactly what is left to gather. At this point, you've got 2 options. You can either manually collect the items you have missed, or if you prefer, you can ask the null to gather the ones you need, especially if they're a bit of a hassle for you to get. For example, if you are not a fan of the minecart ride, just ask the null to collect fizzy ore. Or if you're not into diving, you can have the null gather coral milk. It all depends on your preferences and what you need at that time. If I have got plenty of time left to play, I would usually bring Pochaco along for a speed boost, and then I would run around the island to collect as much as I can. But it really comes down to how much time and effort you want to invest in your game session. These are the general basics, and of course there's so much more to explore in this game, but that would be a little bit of spoiler territory. So for now, this is everything from me. Have a wonderful day, lovelies, and I see you for more cozy game content.